Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Red Dead Redemption 2. This is your boy Mog, and we are here with some more of the post game, trying to get all the collectibles, trying to get the 100%. Last time we played, we had just finished getting the graves. We were looking for more of the exotics, although we probably won't do too much of that right this minute. And yeah, what we plan to do right now is we're going to head up to the loft, and we're going to start collecting on these Dreamcatchers, because we kind of need to. Another thing we should also do is work on the gambler challenges, of which we need to win 3 games of 5-finger fillet. Problem is, every time I look at the map, we're not really near anybody who's playing 5-finger fillet. So, yeah, we'll just have to kind of wing it. But yeah, we got a lot of pans on the fire, a lot of pots on the cot. We also got to catch more. Oh, wait a second. That's something we should do. We should go catch channel Catfish while we're near the prison. I believe the channel Catfish that we shot that one time was around here somewhere. So let's go try and catch us a channel Catfish. And we'll see, actually, what type of bait would he bite for? Let's check the compendium, because I know we got him in the compendium, because we shot one before. Let's see. Channel Catfish. Let's see. The legendary from Rio Bravo is the... fuck. Fuck me, dude. Look at that. Look at that. The channel Catfish is in Rio Bravo. The legendary one is in Rio Bravo. God damn it. They prefer swamp lures. I know I shot one, like, over here. Ooh, a heron. He's gonna fall in the water. I didn't know the heron's gonna be out during nighttime. Otherwise, I would have been more vigilant. Alright. You better move. That's my spot now. And you, quit your bitching. One of these days, I'm gonna get fucking demolished by an alligator. I am gonna get my comeuppance for doing all the bad shit that I've been doing to him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we, pretty sure. Well, this is a river, technically.
Anyone hungry then?
That's not where we got. It seems pretty quiet, but I don't know, like, I remember shooting a channel Catfish on this coast and catching it. Might be better to go for the legendary, though. I know they said that stuff about the swamp lure. I know. But I kind of feel like,
Gotcha.
here we go. Okay. But yeah, they said that stuff about the swamp lure. But I kind of feel like you should also... Oh, this is a big one. Might actually be the... I think this is the channel Catfish. Come on. Come on, you little son of a bitch.
Pleased to meet you.
Look at this big boy. Look at this chonker. Jesus Christ. Now that is a fucking fish. I told you they were here. Get out of here. Don't need you. I just needed the trophy. Who's next? Who wants to be next? A lake sturgeon. No idea on that one, actually. It's probably in a lake. That's all I can say. It's probably in a lake. Have we ever caught one before? Let's see. The waters of Southwest Saint Denis. Well, that's the Lake Sturgeon. The legendary one. But who knows? Maybe you can find the regular one down there too. Though, of course, as we've seen, that doesn't always follow. But it seems like if we wanted to catch that, we'd have to go down here. We could save that for another time. I'd like to get started on the, Dreamcatchers. That way, even if we have bad luck with the egrets and all this other shit. Even if we have bad luck with all that, we could say we made some progress today. Alright, so yeah, oh, I never... We're gonna go in order from 1 to 20. Even though there are some along the way, I'd rather go in order so we know, like... So we have a better idea of what we've done. Just for organizational purposes, because we're starting from 0, basically. Because we've been incompetent and we haven't been able to find any other fucking things, so, you know. We never found a Dreamcatcher on this file. Or ever really on this game, so. That's the thing with Grand Theft Auto, too. Like, if I'm searching for the hidden packages, chances are I've already stumbled upon 1 or 2. So, like, what I'll usually do is I'll end up following the guide till the end, and then I'll miss out on a couple. Like, I'll think that I got one when I really didn't, or I got one. And either way, there's or like I've skipped over one, I missed it on accident. Because like when you're going through all 100 hidden packages in a Grand Theft Auto game, like you tend to kind of zone out and skip over stuff. Or because this was like back before they had like screenshotted maps and all that. Like I would do it from like a text file, right? They didn't have videos on YouTube either to help you out back when I did that stuff. I'm not even sure YouTube existed back then. I think YouTube was like 2007. So yeah, I mean like pretty much game FAQs was where you had to go. Which is still useful today, don't get me wrong. Like, game FAQs is great for looking up stuff on, like, older games. But now, I mean, like, nowadays, all the modern games are pretty much covered elsewhere. But yeah, back in the days, there was just, like, a text file from game FAQs. Was, like, how you get the hidden packages. So you still have to kind of put some work into finding them. You can't just like... get screenshots of them all. Especially because people couldn't easily take screenshots back then. You know, like... you basically be taking a picture of your TV screen. You know, I mean, like, it could be done. I'm not saying it couldn't be done, but, like... The technology wasn't as widespread to be able to do it back then as it is nowadays. Which has its upsides, has its downsides. Of course, there was a time before game FAQs, too. There was a time when, like... I used to write into Nintendo Power, asking for help with games. Like, in Kirby's Adventure, there was this one, I was trying to find the last secret in the game in, like, World 6 or whatever, right? It turned out to be, like, an invisible doorway. You had to hit, you had to hit up at, like, on the moon or something, but, like, I didn't know. I didn't really see the difference in the sprites, but it kind of vaguely hinted to you. But that was like the last secret in the game that I had, and I couldn't find it, and we didn't have internet because it was like 1990 something. Yeah, it was like shit 97. It was either 97 or 98, I think. So I wrote into Nintendo Power for that, and something for Legend of Zelda 1, I think. I think I was trying to beat the first Legend of Zelda at the time as well. And, like, I was having trouble finding one of the dungeons or something. I don't know. But I wrote in a couple times for that. That's how boomers got their game tips back in the day. Because we just didn't have those internet resources back then. Are you kidding me? Twilight, I swear to God. Please go, pair of balls. I really miss my horse having a set of balls.
You okay, girl? Let's go.
Not exactly a war horse, this one. Oh, we're not even close. I thought we were closer. But yeah, that's pretty much how we got our information back in the day. Yeah, I kind of forgot why that brought... I think I was talking about why I was doing them in order. Yeah. So, yeah, I got this map on the other monitor, which is unprecedented, by the way. Like, when I was... Oh, no. Actually, I think even when I was a kid, I did have... No, because I played Vice City on the PS2. Yeah, I think I had a TV and a monitor hooked up at the same time. So, I think, vaguely. Yeah, I was able to actually use a second monitor back in the day. So I guess having a second monitor isn't exactly unprecedented for me. But, like, it's still the sort of setup that, like, most people probably wouldn't have had back in the day. I'm not saying I was rich or anything, because I was poor. I mean, like, we're talking about... I had this stuff, we were living in a fucking Days Inn, I think, in Florida at the time, when Vice City came out, and, like, I was playing it. And, like, I'd come home from school every day, and my diet was fucking... I'd eat a pack of hot dogs, and that was the only thing I'd eat for the whole day. That was basically... that was basically the poverty mode we were on. And yet somehow I had a computer and all that stuff. I think that was... I got the computer before poverty mode. But my stepdad built it for me. I didn't know how to build PCs yet. I learned a little bit from him. And then, like, once I knew the basics, I pieced the rest of it together myself. Because, like... He was working with, like, old shit. Like, all his stuff was, like, ancient, even in... Well, not ancient, but, like, it was... By our standards today, it was ancient. Like, instead of SATA, it was, like, IDE cables. Instead of, socket 1200 or whatever we're on for Intel, it was, like... I don't know, socket 5 or whatever. It was very, like, early stuff, right? Like, my very first PC, and this was in the mid-90s, by the way. My very first PC was, like, a 66 megahertz 486DX Intel processor, 4 megs of RAM. It was either 4 or 8. I had enough RAM to run Doom, but I couldn't run Duke Nukem. And I was so happy when I finally got the ramp to be able to run Duke Nukem. It was great. It was fun times. That was my very first PC. The PC after that was a lot more modern. Like, I had like an AMD Athlon 1 gigahertz processor. This was back when AMD was better than Intel. Like, just straight up better. Nowadays, it's a lot more debatable. Like, you know. I had like a 1 gigabyte hard drive. Oh, where the fuck am I? Oh, I passed right by where we needed to go. I'm rambling like a fool. And I think like 512 megs of RAM. I don't know. It was good enough to run Unreal Tournament, which was the game that I really wanted a new PC for. Unreal Tournament and Total Annihilation. I don't really play a whole lot of RTS. I'm not very good at them, but Total Annihilation is like my favorite. Like I love that game with a passion.
Whoa, easy.
Ooh, okay, so this is it. Do we destroy him? Oh, it's inspect him. Okay. I don't know what the whole point of it was, but hey, we did it. Alright, seems like the next one is... here. But yeah, man, those are some good FPSs. I kind of miss Unreal Tournament. I have them on like Steam and GOG now. Like Unreal Tournament 99, which was my favorite. And Unreal Tournament 2004, which was my second favorite. I don't play Unreal Tournament 3 or 4 and 2003 because, like, why bother? But, like, those games were amazing. That's back when Unreal Engine games looked good, too. Like, ever since, like, Unreal Engine 3, Unreal Engine games kind of look... They have this weird look to them that makes them look so artificial and kind of gamey, but like in a bad way, right? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be dissing Unreal Engine graphics because some developers could do Unreal Engine games and be pretty good, and like, you know, technically Unreal Engine games are like very, very good looking. Like, if you do the right style, they can look pretty fucking amazing. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 is an Unreal Engine game, and that game looks like a fucking Disney movie half the time. It's like fucking Pixar, dude. I mean, like, and that's a PS4 game. That was me running the PS4 game on the original PS4, not the Pro, right? And to me, at least, it looked that good.
You got this, darling.
But a lot of Unreal Engine games, other than that, like come out looking kind of samey and kind of, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the modern Unreal Engine. But I mean, it gets the job done, and hey, a lot of indie developers benefit from it too. Like, not as much as Unity. For some reason, devs use Unity more than Unreal Engine, even though both have quite robust free versions, if I remember correctly. Or rather, Unreal Engine 4 is so cheap that it might as well be free. But you know. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. I think the games looked good, like back in Unreal Engine 1 and 2. And like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Gears of War looked pretty badass. Those were Unreal Engine games, but like, they have this distinct look to them that's, even though they look really good on a technical level, they just, I don't know, maybe it's all about the art direction, right? Maybe. When I used to play Unreal Tournament, I used to do the Unreal Forever mod, which is kind of like a hodgepodge of a bunch of concepts and shit. Like, it was so cool that, like, I used that the beam saber lightsaber design for this is gonna out me as cringe. So cringe. I mean, like, what's the difference really between the me of now and the me of yesterday? Like back in the day, like when I was a big Sonic fan and had Sonic RP character, like a Sonic OC, I used I gave my character the beam saber from Unreal Forever because that's how cool I thought the design was. Because it was basically it was cool. It was like a little lightsaber, right? But like it had this this handguard that had like spikes on it and shit. And it was just like neat little thing where it was like brass knuckles, but also a lightsaber. I mean, you don't really see that in Star Wars. I don't know. That's something that I did. I'm so cringe. But yeah, that's kind of like where I actually. I might say that like my first time on the internet was like on a Sonic forum, and part of that is correct. It's partially correct, but some of my first internet forays back in the day were also on Mugen. I don't know if y'all remember Mugen. However, I think in Japan it's pronounced Mugen, but like, it's not really the word. It's not the Japanese word. It's the fighting game engine where you can make your own fighting games and shit. But like, that's where my first internet forays went into. Really, went into Mugen forums where like all these creators would like post up this stuff and like you could go and collect a bunch of characters. Like, it was kind of fun collecting the characters, even if they play like shit. Well, like, you know, just because, like, there was some sort of rarity aspect tied to it. It was kind of fun, like, and you had all kinds of weird and good stuff that was coming out. Like, this dude, Sunboy, right? He was kind of a dick, but, like, his Vegeta, his, what was it, Blackheart from Marvel vs. Capcom, not 2, but like one of the characters from Marvel vs. Capcom. It wasn't 2 because we didn't have the capabilities to rip sprites from MVC 2 yet. But it was fuck me. Thanks Twilight. Thanks. Well, I swear, you really gotta get over yourself. Yeah, he was always putting out some good shit. It was also the same forum that the guy who did the Super Mario, the Super Mario with the beautiful hand drawn sprites, was developing his stuff. The one with like the Matrix mode and the Stone mode and. Dude, that freaking Mario was a beast. I love that character. He was working on a Bowser, but then like he disappeared, which kind of sucked. The guy who did like the original Evil Ken was there. The one with like all the sick moves and shit. There was Evil Ken, and then he later did a spin-off Evil Ryu. And it was kind of like based off a Japanese creator too, like because there was a Japanese creator who took Akuma, or Goki, whatever you want, called him Ogre, and then gave him like a bunch of moves from an SNK game called Garo, Mark of the Wolves, which is still pretty badass. There was also, shit, there was one other one that I want to bring up. But I'm kind of blanking on it. I don't know. There were a lot of creative. Oh yeah, Psycho Shredder. There was okay because there was like a war going on, right? To see who could make the most broken character, like the one that could beat like because I think shit, I don't remember whether the original broken character was Broly, because there was a Broly that was really broken. and then somebody made like a Super Shredder to beat that Broly, and then somebody made a Psycho Juggernaut to beat the Super Shredder. It was a weird kind of arms race that they had going on. But that was like one of the memes that they had back in the day. Like nowadays the meme is Omega Tom Hanks, but that was like, that's a new one. Back in the day it was Psycho Juggernaut, Super Shredder, and Broly were the main broken Mugen characters. Like the landscape for Mugen nowadays is just so different to what it was back in the day. It's fairly indistinguishable. Like nowadays Mugen is more about memes than anything, but like, oh here it is finally. But back in the day people were like more about either original creations altogether, or they were doing like big dream match sort of things and like either porting stuff directly. Trying to port the best versions of characters to the engine and all that. I don't know. It was just an amazing time. That was like my first sort of foray on the internet. It was really a magical time, at least for me.
This ain't the girl I know. There.
What is that? Oh, it's a fucking bear. Who cares? Last time we fought a bear, she almost died, so I gotta kind of understand if she has things with that. But the fucking cougar, though, like, Jesus Christ! At least give me an opportunity to shoot the fucking thing before knocking me off. She acts better to wolves than she does cougars. But yeah, I'm sorry for kind of talking everybody's ear off. I mean, like, we're doing these collectibles, and like, the fuck's going on over there? This dude's over here taking a shit or something with the door wide open. Jesus, dude. Have some decorum, for Christ's sake. But yeah, we're doing all these collectibles, and it's just going to take a little bit of time, so I figured I'd talk about something or other, but now I keep getting lost. I keep losing myself. I barely touched you. Oh my god. There we go. Alright, there's number 6. Number 7 is right in the O of New Hanover. That's distinct. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do after this. I mean, yeah, I need to do, there's going to be a couple days where I'm going to be doing, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Polished Pikachu, sorry. It is the modded version. But it's probably not going to take me too long to build up a large amount of episodes for that and kind of finish the game off. I mean, like, it's not that much harder than Pokemon Clover was. That is to say, it's not really that difficult at all yet. And like, Pokemon... Original Pokemon Red and Blue and all that weren't really super long games. At least not to the extent that Pokemon would be nowadays with like 800 fucking Pokemons. Right, we only got 151 Mons. And like, it's largely a more casualized version of the original Pokemon game. So like, I don't see Polished Pikachu taking up anywhere near as long as Clover did, or this game. This game's rapidly becoming my longest series on the channel, beating out even fucking Dark Souls 2. I don't know how that happened. I mean, Pokemon Clover I can understand, because Clover's a big game. This one, I don't think this one's really as big of a game as Clover is. We did spend a lot of our time in this game fooling around. And most of our time in this game isn't actually spent doing anything. It's more the travel, you know? So like, even though there's a lot of episodes for Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't think we're actually doing a whole lot of anything to warrant the number of episodes, you know what I mean? I mean, like, on paper, this is my biggest series to date. But, anyways, point is, like, I don't know, I still don't quite know what I'm gonna do after Red Dead Redemption 2. Because, I mean, like, we're starting to get into October now for the amount of episodes that are out for this game. Which is long after my projections are for when I'm gonna have to stop streaming if things don't turn around. And then, like, the middle series, I got Metal Slug going on, but that's only gonna go. The Metal Slug anthology ends tomorrow, so pretty soon the only videos I'm gonna have coming out each day, if we don't hurry up and finish this, is for Red Dead Redemption 2, which ain't necessarily a bad thing, but like we got 2 other time slots to fill. I mean, Polished Pikachu, like I said, once we finish this, we're gonna focus that down. But I still don't really know what I'm gonna do after Metal Slug Anthology. I was thinking Mega Man, but then there's also like a Metroidvania probably, and I don't know. There's all kinds of other games that I could do. That slot's gonna be for like shorter sort of games, and I think I want to stick with that sort of philosophy as far as that goes. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Please let me examine the damn thing.
Slow it.
Oh, that's that shooter guy. Alright. Hold on. I gotta reposition the map because I have it zoomed in so I can't really see everything. There's nothing further south. Okay. This should get us to 17. This angle. Alright. Let's... There. Okay. We're gonna be in Lemoyne. So... we're gonna have to watch out for burbs. Oh, no, we're not going that far south, are we? That's unfortunate. Let's see. Emerald Ranch is right there. So number 9 should be somewhere around Meow. I still kind of want to do like the old Grand Theft Autos as well. But I don't know what time slot I'm going to do with those. I probably won't. I don't know. I probably don't want to do them for the short game time slot. But like with Red Dead Redemption coming out till October, yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll just release those games as like a bonus series, kind of like we did with Legend of Mana. And just kind of, if we have a lot of videos built up, just kind of put them out as like it's that, you know, which I guess is possible. But we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of candidates for a game after this. Just a matter of narrowing it down. I mean, I was thinking about it. I guess. I mean, like, I did want to do a whole series playthrough of Yakuza. And, like, thinking about it, we could just do, like, the Fist of the North Star one, because that doesn't really have any connection to the main Yakuza games. So we could do that as, like, a one-off to kind of, 1, play it, because I want to. And 2, kind of fulfill our need for Yakuza. While at the same time not starting a whole series playthrough that we don't have time to do. That could be an option. I mean, like, I'd think of Judgment as well, because I did pick up the PS5 port of that, even though I have the PS4 one, because the PS5 comes with, like, extra stuff, I guess. So I was like, well, if they're not gonna give me a free upgrade to the PS5 version, rather than the PS4 version, I might as well just pick up the PS5 version. I know, great logic there, right? But, you know, like, I don't know, I'm sure it'd be fine. But the problem is, Judgment, even though it takes place in, like, a time of its own, I think has connections to the Yakuza series. So that wouldn't be, like, that wouldn't be a good option to go for. Especially because I haven't played, the last Yakuza game that I played in the timeline is Yakuza 3. I still have never played Yakuza 4, 5, 6, or 7. So, yeah. I don't know what the state of the world is for Judgment. Because I think Judgment is supposed to take place around or after Yakuza 5. But before Yakuza 6. I don't know. Maybe it takes place after Yakuza 6 even. So I'm not even sure. But since it takes place in, like, the general same area of Kamurocho, I mean, you know, I don't want to learn more about the state of the world at that time than I have to. Before I actually play those games. So, yeah. I mean, the same problem with Yakuza 7, really. Even though it's a new protagonist and all that, it still has ties to the original Yakuza, so, like, I'll probably end up spoiling myself if I play it before the other Yakuzas. Plus, that game's a turn-based RPG. It's not an action one like the other Yakuzas. Which, don't get me wrong, I like my turn-based RPGs, but, like, I also like beating the piss out of people, too. So I don't even know if I'm going to like the gameplay. But I've heard it's really good, and, like, even though it's an entirely different sort of thing, an entirely different sort of, style, that it's still very true to Yakuza. So, I'm sure I like it. I've heard that they're gonna make Yakuza, like, turn-based now, like, moving forward, and Judgment will be the action series. But at the same time, like, what came out recently is Sega wanted to do a PC port of Judgment, right? But the talent company behind the talent company that manages the main actor of the protagonist of Judgment is, like, stuck in the Stone Age, and they don't like they don't like any of their actors receiving, like, any sort of publicity online or anything like that, to the point where when Famitsu did, like, an interview with some of the Judgment creators and Yakuza staff and all that, and they took a picture with the actor included in the picture, they had to gray out the actor because they were going to include the photo on an internet printout of the interview, and the talent agency didn't like that. So, for some reason, the talent agency is okay with the game coming out on PlayStation platforms and other closed platforms, but the moment Sega wanted to bring it to PC, they're like, nope, can't do it. It's wrong. So, like, I don't know, it's some weird fucking situation there. And, like, this talent agency really doesn't. I mean, I can't really speak about the talent agency, but I don't really know too much about them at all, other than their policy with this actor. I mean, it's a Japanese talent agency that doesn't want anything to do with the internet. Fair enough. Fair enough if you're, like, a regular Japanese company that, like, doesn't need to do any sort of promotion or marketing or managing celebrities in the year 2021. I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, it's 2021, but it is the information age. You have to take advantage of the internet. That's something that's not going to go away. If you're a talent agency nowadays, and you do not know or actively refuse to learn how the internet works, then you're not going to be successful for very long, no matter how big of a name you manage. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. It's just... The internet is the internet. It's more... It's hard to say this, but it's even more blind, like, old school decision, like, that shouldn't really apply, than the WWE's decision to restrict their talents from having their own personal Twitch accounts, right? Which is just fucking dumb, for one. I mean, like, especially during the pandemic when they couldn't work, like AJ Styles, Cesaro, Xavier Woods, bunch of others basically made better names for themselves by having those Twitch accounts. They were making money on the side, and they didn't have to wrestle. Which, it's not a good thing for WWE, because if they find out, if the stars find out, oh hey, I can make money without having to put my body on the line, you know, maybe some of them might do a little bit less in the ring, which, fair enough. I mean, the likes of AJ Styles being able to do something besides wrestle, so it doesn't end up like poor friggin' Terry Funk, would be nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. These guys do it for the love of wrestling. I mean, like, you think AJ Styles is as good as he is because he hates wrestling? Well, then again, I guess there's always Brock Lesnar, too, that you can look at and say, hey, even somebody who doesn't really care for wrestling all that much can be really great at it, so... But, no, I mean, like...
Slow now.
Terry Funk and a lot of old school wrestlers, who are fucking legends, by the way, I'm not denigrating them. Like... Poor Terry Funk just went into, I think he went into assisted living because his body's so broken down from everything that he's done that he's not able to take care of himself anymore. But he still had to wrestle, even long past his prime. I think he was doing it just to make money, because he doesn't have the legend. Even though he's a fucking legend, he doesn't have the... I don't think he has the fuck you money like... I don't know, like a Cena or Hogan or... Even like a... modern WWE superstar would have nowadays, you know? I just called him WWE superstar. WWE wrestler. See. I guess Vince McMahon's mind programming is working, because I just called him WWE wrestler, WWE superstar, and ugh. I don't know. I don't really keep up with the product nowadays. I just kind of brought in the whole WWE thing just to illustrate another example of how a company can be behind on the times. Although I think with the whole WWE thing, it's less of them being behind on the times and more of them recognizing the possibility that if they allow their stars, their wrestlers, to make a name for themselves outside of wrestling, they may actually outgrow the company and leave, like The Rock or John Cena's trying to do, like Hogan tried to do, like Lesnar did, for a while, until, because Lesnar would probably still be in the UFC if it wasn't for his diverticulitis. And fair enough, I mean, like, the WWE needs to do what it can to survive, but there's plenty of other talents in the mid card that could come up, you know. There's plenty of other talented guys. I mean, Kevin Owens is right there. Cesaro is right there. You know, and don't get me wrong, I mean, like, a lot of them probably would be derided as, like, indie bullshit, which, fair enough, a lot of them did come up on the indies. But you gotta also understand that some of this stuff that they do is also, I mean, like they had better matches on the indies than they did in WWE in some cases. Because they had more freedom in the indies, you know? Like, they didn't have all these road agents over their shoulders saying, hey, you can't do this move, you can't do that move. If you do this, you will be banned. You know, that sort of thing. Which, in theory, should lead to better better overall cards. Because if you have competent agents telling people, hey, don't do this finish, or don't do like a suicide dive in your match because they're gonna be doing a suicide dive in the match for the main event and all that. Yeah, that I can see where that sort of mentality kind of makes sense. But like, I don't know. I think with the amount of time that these wrestlers get exposed on TV in WWE and all that, because I mean, like, they basically follow the same match structure day in, day out, except for like the pay-per-views and all that. And they, you know, there's very little room for innovation, right? And even when there is an innovation, it kind of gets a little old pretty quick because, I mean, you're putting out like 5 to 6 hours of TV every week for WWE. Because you got Raw, which is usually like 3 hours. You got SmackDown, which I think is up to 2 hours now. You got Main Event. You got the NXT. Maybe Superstars is still going. I don't know. That's a lot of time for a wrestler shtick to kind of get old. It's not like New Japan or the Indies where like they go do like one show a month and that's it. And then maybe you see see some of the more popular wrestlers on other shows that month, but ultimately, you know, like it's still a more different level of exposure. I think that's it up there. Or a different level of exposure.
Easy now.
Is that it up there? It looks closer to the road. Yeah, it looks closer to like right here. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking shit. Like I said, I haven't seen wrestling in a minute. Like WWE or otherwise. I just haven't been in the mood for wrestling, and even if I was, I don't have any time.
Easy now.
Not going home no longer. You know what'll happen.